We're learning new details tonight in the November 23rd officer-involved shooting that left a local man in the hospital. A Jackson County grand jury found that the force used by the Medford police officer was justified. Thank you for joining us for Newswatch 12 at 6. I'm Samantha Cadera.
And I'm Oscar Rodriguez. The incident unfolded after a woman called police saying her ex-husband left her residence making suicidal threats while in possession of a gun. She also reported that he had threatened to engage in a shootout with police if she called 911. Police later located the suspect, Shane Smith, who was driving recklessly and did not pull over for police. When Smith did stop and exited the car, he refused to drop his gun. After one officer fired his taser, Smith lowered his gun in the officer's direction. The second responding officer then fired his gun, hitting Smith's hand that was near his chest. After police apprehended him, Smith said he didn't intend to harm the officer, but had hoped they would shoot him. The jury found the officer's actions justified and also returned an indictment against Smith on his charges related to the incident. He's set to be arraigned on the incident tomorrow. A closer look at the jury's findings can be found on our website.
And in an update tonight, the Jackson County DA has now indicted the man who admitted last week to stealing more than $140,000 worth of equipment from the Medford Fire Department. Christian Thomas Jacobson is facing several counts of aggravated theft and burglary. He was indicted on 8 total charges, including multiple counts of aggravated theft in the first degree, theft in the first degree, and second degree burglary. Jacobson is still held in the county jail on a $25,000 bail hold, and his next appearance on arraignment on the new indictment will be scheduled by the court.
In a developing story, Senator Jeff Golden has announced that he will be running for re-election for District 3 in the Oregon State Senate. Senator Golden has held his spot as senator since 2018. In his announcement to run, he said District 3 residents are facing the loss of health care access under the Trump administration. Senator Golden says a quote from Helen Keller has energized him to do what he can do over the years of being a senator, and retiring in the midst of what he calls an ongoing threat would be the exact opposite of doing what he can do. A closer look at Golden's announcement can be found on our website. Now let's head on toward our Storm Tracker 12 Chief Meteorologist Matt Hoffman. Matt, what can we expect for the rest of our night?
Well, we have some fog settling in again to Grants Pass. Take a live look. Not too bad at where our weather cam is at the Tap Rock Northwest Grill, but we are seeing some reductions in visibility, especially as you head south of town. Things are good right now as far as visibility is concerned in Phoenix, Medford, and Talent. Take a look at visibility. Some spots in the Grants Pass area down near 0. Also some fog along parts of the coast. Winds are fairly light in the Rogue Valley, so I do expect more areas of fog to develop in our west side valleys as we head through tonight, but still pretty breezy on the east side and into parts of Siskiyou County and the coast this evening. Take a look at current temperatures. We're at 44 degrees in Medford, 42 in Montague, it's 38 in Klamath Falls, and we're down to 30 in Shamal. It's going to be a cold night tonight. Mild along the coast still in the low 50s, but we'll drop into the lower 40s overnight, but colder temperatures expected inland. When it comes to cloud cover, skies are mostly clear to partly cloudy in the region, but notice off to the north and west, much more in the way of cloud cover. These clouds will be passing on by and increasing tonight into tomorrow morning, and then going on the decrease tomorrow afternoon. We'll drop down into the teens in the basin, down to 32 degrees in Grants Pass, 29 in Medford, and we'll drop down to about 42 degrees in Brookings. Tomorrow in the Rogue Valley, fog, clouds in the morning, and then we will see a bit more in the way of sunshine in the afternoon, but definitely going to be a chilly day. Highs in the mid to upper 40s, but if some of the fog is a bit more stubborn like what we saw in Grants Pass today, could be even a little bit colder than that. It will be mild along the coast, 60 for a high in Brookings, and we'll get up to about 42 degrees in Klamath Falls. Definitely a very chilly day inland on your Wednesday. And then the big weather story for us is the return of rain chances to southern Oregon and northern California. Much more in the way of precipitation to the north, but the latest forecast models bringing in a bit more wet weather to the region late this week. We'll time out some of these rain chances for you and take a look towards the weekend coming up in just a bit.
In Ashland, dozens of residents plan to voice their concerns about the use of herbicides along the city medians at tonight's City Council meeting.
Newswatch 12's Danny Stepanovich spoke with both residents and the city to learn more.
Many residents say they're worried about glyphosate, the herbicide the city acknowledges using.
This is something that they could do the same job a million different ways, but they're choosing to do it this way, which is the most anti-Ashland way of thinking.
Mike points to safety questions for workers and nearby residents and runoff into storm drains. During a summer park study session, Nancy, who did not disclose her last name, said several commissioners called any return to spraying herbicides a non-starter.
June 4th of 25, they discussed herbicide spray, and all of the commissioners and one stated it's a non-starter for him. However, at that meeting, for some reason, they okayed limited spraying within the park system.
The city says the median improvement project is designed to reduce maintenance, conserve water, and improve safety for city workers. The National Pesticide Information Center tells us herbicides like glyphosate undergo risk assessment tests, and when applied correctly, risk to people and wildlife is expected to be low.
Citizens of Ashland are very environmentally conscious, very health conscious. So seeing these things change, like the herbicide charter that seems to have been changed in the last year or two, I think most of us assumed that herbicides were extremely limited use by the city, if at all.
In the meantime, NPIC says anyone with questions about pesticide safety or product risks can contact them directly for guidance. In Ashland, Danny Stepanovich.
Residents plan to raise their concerns about the herbicide during tonight's City Council meeting, which is just beginning, and we'll take a live look in on Newswatch 12 at 6:30.
It has been a challenging year for food banks, and a major donation from All Care Health couldn't have come at a better time. Here's how it's making a difference.
I was absolutely blown away because it came at the tail end of a really challenging year.
In the time of need, All Care Health donated over $240,000 to 12 different food aid organizations across Southern Oregon.
I also knew that our food banks were seeing an increase in individuals seeking food supports from them. And then also their supply of food was down. And we knew we had to be proactive. We knew that we had to step up and help our community.
The money came right in time for Thanksgiving week and helped food banks prepare for a busy Christmas season.
We've already seen so many families in our pantry lines and so many new families as well. And so their donation just meant so much, especially at that period in time.
The Josephine Food Bank is one of the 12 food banks that were selected from All Care Health to receive money. Executive Director Josephine C. said they received $60,000.
The contribution from All Care will go to ensuring that food stays on the shelves in our pantries across Josephine County and on the tables of families across Josephine County.
Most importantly, it helps the food bank to worry about one less thing during the holiday season.
To say stressed is an understatement, and for All Care to step up in the way that they have, as fast as they could get that money to us, I mean, that was amazing, and it meant so much for families in Josephine County to be able to get food when they needed it the most.
With the funds and the extra help of the community in providing several donations, their food pantry in Williams had extra food left over at the end of the distribution the day before Thanksgiving.
And it isn't something I've been able to say for months now. And so for us to be able to do that for all of our pantries, it was so meaningful to our community.
Josephine shared that this stands as one of the most impactful community outreach efforts in years.
I would say, for me personally, the best holiday season that I've experienced as a part of this organization, just because of the multitude of people and organizations that have reached out and wanted to do something for their community. This has been the most generous and widespread holiday season I have seen to date.
The Boys and Girls Club of the Rogue Valley is now home to a Rotary Peace Pole, a gift that stands for a commitment to peace. Peace poles are a part of a global initiative to remind people of compassion and community, with more than 250,000 installations worldwide. Rotary Clubs of the Rogue Valley and the Grants Pass Chamber of Commerce celebrated the installation with a ribbon cutting yesterday.
It was very clear to me that the recipient of this peace pole belongs to the children of our community, and what a better place but to have it here at the Boys and Girls Club.
During the ceremony, Nelson highlighted the importance of the next generation of peacemakers, and kids from the Boys and Girls Club shared what they're learning about kindness and peace.
In our School Watch, Oregon Tech Foundation just received a major boost for its new construction management program. The Beavers Charitable Trust gave $500,000 to support scholarships and the heavy construction management track. The program, which launched this fall, prepares students for careers in the construction industry. School leaders say this partnership will help recruit and support more students for Oregon's workforce needs.
As deer, elk, and other species begin their fall migration, the Oregon Wildlife Foundation is urging drivers to watch out for wildlife in the roads. Several species are moving from higher elevations where they spent the summer to lower land for the winter, leaving them to cross roads more frequently. Drivers are asked to slow down, especially at dawn and dusk, and pay extra attention to wildlife crossing signs. If you do encounter an animal on the road, and avoid sudden swerves if possible, and remember that there may be others that follow.
As Klamath Falls prepares for the annual Snowflake Festival, the city is announcing road closures for Thursday's Snowflake Parade. Parade participants will stage along Spring Street, with the parade route beginning at the Main Street intersection. The parade will then proceed along Main Street to North 2nd Street and on this span to Timber Mill Drive. These closures will be in place from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Thursday, with the parade beginning at 7 p.m. Newswatch 12 will be there, so make sure to keep an eye out for some storm runner as well.
And we've officially kicked off our annual holiday toy drive to make sure every kid gets some holiday cheer. You can now drop off new unwrapped toys at any Red Barrels at our partnering Grange Co-op locations across the Rogue Valley and in Klamath Falls. Right now you're looking at the generous donations we've received last year. We take all of the toys you donate and distribute them to children in the areas they were donated. You can drop off toys at your nearest Grange Co-op location.